Imagine sitting down to a plate of spaghetti and meatballs. So flavorful, so tender, that it rivals any dish from your favorite restaurant. Today I'll show you how to recreate this masterpiece at home, step by step, with secrets that will elevate your cooking game. By the end, you won't just have dinner, you'll have a dish your friends and family will rave about. Let's get started. First, we begin with the star of the show, the meatballs. The secret to juicy, tender meatballs is in the balance of ingredients. In a large bowl, combine 1 pound of ground beef and 1 pound of ground pork. To keep these meatballs moist, soak 1 cup of breadcrumbs in half a cup of milk until softened. Add this to the meat mixture, followed by half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese, 2 minced garlic cloves, 1 large egg, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of freshly cracked black pepper. For a subtle depth of flavor, sprinkle in a 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg. Once everything is in the bowl, mix it gently. Overmixing can make the meatballs tough, so take your time to combine the ingredients just until they come together. Here's a pro tip. Pinch off a small piece of the mixture and cook it in a skillet. Taste it. This step lets you adjust the seasoning before shaping all the meatballs. It's a chef's secret to getting it just right. With the mixture ready, it's time to shape the meatballs. Roll them into golf ball-sized portions, about 1½ inches in diameter, and place them on a tray. Next, heat 2 tablespoons of olive oil in a large skillet over medium-high heat. Sear the meatballs in batches, turning them gently to brown all sides. This step locks in the juices and creates a flavorful crust. Don't worry if they're not fully cooked yet, they'll finish cooking in the sauce. Now let's move on to the rich, flavorful tomato sauce. Start by heating 2 tablespoons of olive oil in a deep pot. Add 1 finely chopped onion and 3 minced garlic cloves and sauté them until softened and fragrant. This should take about 3 to 4 minutes. To deepen the flavor of the sauce, add a splash of red wine, about a 1/4 cup. Let it simmer for a minute to cook off the alcohol, leaving behind a rich, earthy note. Next, stir in 2 cans of crushed tomatoes, each weighing 28 ounces. Add 1 teaspoon of freshly cracked black pepper and 1 teaspoon of sugar to balance the acidity of the tomatoes. Let this sauce simmer gently for about 10 minutes, allowing the flavors to meld beautifully. Now, carefully add the seared meatballs to the sauce one by one, making sure they're submerged. Cover the pot and let it all simmer together for 20 to 25 minutes. This is where the magic happens. The meatballs absorb the sauce's tangy richness, making them irresistibly juicy and flavorful. While the sauce and meatballs are working their magic, let's cook the spaghetti. Bring a large pot of salted water to a rolling boil. Use 1 tablespoon of salt for every gallon of water. Add 1 pound of spaghetti and cook it for 8 to 10 minutes until it's al dente. Before draining, save half a cup of the starchy pasta water. This will be a game changer when we combine the pasta and sauce. Once the spaghetti is cooked, don't rinse it. Instead, add it directly into the pot of sauce and meatballs. Toss everything gently to coat the pasta in that luxurious tomato sauce. If the sauce feels too thick, add a splash of the reserved pasta water. This simple trick creates a silky, restaurant-quality finish that clings to every strand of spaghetti. Finally, it's time to plate this masterpiece. Using tongs, twirl a generous portion of spaghetti onto a plate. Nestle a few meatballs on top and finish with a sprinkle of grated Parmesan cheese. For optional garnishes, you can add slices of fresh cucumber or a handful of half-cherry tomatoes for a vibrant, refreshing touch. For a touch of elegance, drizzle a little high-quality olive oil over the dish, and if you like a bit of heat, add a pinch of red pepper flakes. Garnish with a fresh basil leaf, and you've got a dish that looks as good as it tastes. To complete your meal, serve your spaghetti and meatballs with a side of caprese salad, a delightful combination of tomatoes, fresh mozzarella, and basil drizzled with balsamic glaze. Pair the dish with a glass of red wine, like Merlot or Sangiovese, to enhance the bold flavors. For dessert, treat yourself to a slice of fruit tart for a sweet and refreshing finish to this satisfying meal. And there you have it, spaghetti and meatballs that truly taste better than a restaurant. Simple ingredients, bold flavors, and a few pro tips to elevate the dish to a whole new level. I'd love to know, what's your secret ingredient for spaghetti and meatballs? Share it in the comments below, and who knows, I might feature it in my next video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fun food stories. Until next time, happy cooking!